want to ask you something. When you were told you have PCOS, did anyone actually sit down and explain it to you? What it actually means? What happens inside your body? Or what you can do beyond losing weight and birth control? For most women in India, the answer is no. You were basically handed a prescription, some basic advice, and told to go home. This is what I want to talk about today. PCOS is not just a hormonal issue. It is not just a fertility issue. It is something that affects your energy levels, your heart, your body, full body condition that affects your weight, your hair, your energy levels, your heart, and no one is connecting the dots. Until today, I try to connect the dots for you. Welcome to Striver Studio. I am Dr. Ashwini, a physiotherapist, and this is the first episode in a series I have been wanting to do for a long time. I see the gap between PCOS care every single day in my clinic. Let's fix it. Let me give you the numbers because when I talk about the numbers, you will understand we have a crisis at hand. In Mumbai alone, 22.5% women in the age group of 15 to 24 are suffering from PCOS. That's almost one in four women. In Delhi, in a study conducted in 2025, 17.5% more women, college going women, have PCOS, almost double of what was reported previously. India has the highest PCOS prevalence in all of South Asia, which is 86.9% more since 1990. Folks, think about that for a second. In a class of 20 in Mumbai, out of those 20 girls, already 4 to 5 women are suffering from PCOS, and they have been told the same thing. Weight loss are low, comes out when you want to have a baby. That is not treatment, that is dismissive. And we are going to fix it today. We are going to do better than that. Because yes, women that I meet who have been diagnosed for many years don't actually know what PCOS is fully. PCOS stands for Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. The name is a bit misleading because polycyst does not exactly mean you have a lot of cysts. It's not cysts in a traditional sense. So, what exactly happens in your body? Your body tries to release an egg every month. That is ovulation. But in case of PCOS, you do have the egg formation, but it is not perfectly matured. So it's an unfresh egg that gets stored in the way. Think of your ovary like a vending machine. So you put a hormone coin and the egg gets released. And that is a normal cycle. That is a completely finished follicle. But in case of PCOS, you do put a hormone coin. But the egg is coming down, it gets stuck midway. Now, your body keeps try to take the egg out again and again, and that's not gonna come out. It's just gonna cause a slack traffic jam. So since the eggs together are stuck in a traffic jam, that is what causes the cystic appearance on the ultrasound. The real issue isn't the follicles. The real issue is why they are not maturing 100%. And that is insulin. Most of us have an insulin resistance and insulin dysregulation. Your body is producing too much insulin. That excess insulin goes to your ovaries. That excess insulin tells your ovaries to produce more male hormone, and that is testosterone. And that testosterone is giving you the symptoms, the acne, the wave that just does not go away, your hair everywhere on the body where you don't want, the irregular periods, and so on. Now, this is the core mechanism. Once you understand the core mechanism, everything else, the treatment, the exercise, the lifestyle, all of it makes sense. Now, I want to talk about something that causes more confusion and more self blame. Everyone thinks कि oh I am overweight इसलिए मुझे PCOS हुआ है अरे ये मोटी है इसलिए उसको PCOS है but that's not true. Lean women also have PCOS. I actually do not know about lean PCOS till like 2 years back when I met one of my friends and she told me she was struggling with PCOS and she's very lean. And I was very surprised. I was like, oh, it's not possible that you're suffering with PCOS. But she was like, no, there is something called as lean PCOS. And it was very hard to detect for her. I think she's like a stick, okay? She's very beautiful. She has a stick figure. And looking at her, you will not guess that she is struggling with PCOS. But she was. With lean PCOS, they also have insulin resistance, just that it is very hard to detect. Versus people with a higher BMI, more lean concentrated along with the belly lesion and the thigh lesion, it's easier for us to point out that oh, they might have insulin resistance, and that's why most likely a PCOS case. So it's the table that I'm going to put in of lean PCOS versus fat PCOS for you to go through. But here's the critical thing to understand. Whether you're slim or whether you carry an extra weight, the core problem is the same. Your insulin is dysregulated. Your ovaries are being overstimulated by that insulin. So the testosterone change remains the same, and therefore the treatment approach for you remains the same. The difference is how quickly it's spotted. Lean PCOS is frequently missed versus overweight PCOS. According to research, South Asian women, including Indian women specifically, are significantly more likely to have the lean PCOS than white Western women. Our bodies store insulin differently, and a woman or female on 21 BMI can have severe insulin intolerance or resistance. This is why Western diagnostic approach or Western treatment guidelines do not work for us. So it is very important for us to come up with Indian specific guidelines for PCOS treatment. According to another research done in 2024, Indian women are significantly more likely to have insulin resistance even at a normal BMI. So lean PCOS is way more common in South Asian women than Western women. So how is your PCOS diagnosed? Because I want you to go in your next appointment informed properly. So you must be wondering, what is the exact diagnostic criteria for you to know how I have PCOS? So here's something called as the Rostertan criteria. Says you need to have at least two out of these three things to be diagnosed characteristically with PCOS. So, number one, you either have to have irregular or absent period more than 35 days or fewer than 8 periods a year. Signs of high androgen, you need to have testosterone, either for a blood test or clinically have to see acne, facial body hair thinning. And lastly, polycystic ovarian appearance on your ultrasound or elevated AMH levels on your blood test. So AMH levels are actually a recent guideline in 2023 added into the Rotterdam criteria. So here's what it gets interesting. So blood test with AMH level, which is the anti-Mullerian hormone, can now replace the ultrasound diagnosis in adult women. It's a simple blood test, way less invasive, and highly accurate. So here's what I want you to do. When you go see your gynecologist, not only see your fasting glucose, but mainly ask for your fasting insulin, because that is where your problem begins. We're going to know the levels of your fasting insulin to see the amount of insulin resistance you are dealing with. This is one of the main reasons the lean PCOS gets missed. Because fasting glucose can look completely normal versus fasting insulin can be elevated, and this is why lean PCOS gets often missed. I'm going to attach a link of all the markers, all the blood markers like LS, FSH ratio, and AMH levels, fasting insulin, and so on that you need to know and do in your blood tests. Also, your thyroid, your T3, T4. I'm going to attach all the markers that you can go through and make sure ask them for your blood test. You might be wondering, you're a physio, what can you contribute to us or do for PCOS? Should we not be seeing a gynecologist or pet endocrinologist? Yes, you should be seeing gynec and an endocrinologist, most importantly for your screen 2023. So, according to research done in 2023, according to intense exercise is the first line treatment for PCOS. Not just a walk in the park, but there's a massive difference between someone telling you to exercise versus someone actually telling you what you need to do and how exactly you need to lose weight, how exactly you need to target your metabolic health with your blood markers being at specific levels. Someone telling you the right diet, duration, intensity, and frequency of the exercise that you need to be doing. That is what I give you. I don't give you a generic exercise program. I give you something that is tailored, custom made only for you. So I see this all the time. A lady woman trying to lose weight. A lead PCOS person जो weight loss करने की कोशिश कर रही है, पर even overweight PCOS person trying to lose weight. You're working out 5 times a week, gymming and doing everything you can, and your cortisol levels are through the roof. आप इतना वर्कआउट करोगे but इतना स्ट्रेस करोगे, so it is only going to make your insulin resistance even worse. Certain types of exercises can make your PCOS symptoms worse. You are not aware of it all. This is where a physio's expertise come in. When you're also contract during exercise, your body does something very remarkable. It pulls out glucose from your bloodstream without insulin needing to do it. And this is the most powerful way of breaking insulin resistance in a PCOS case. It is called the BIM4 activation, and it is one of the most amazing ways to treat your insulin resistance. And this is why it matters what type of exercise you do. You do aerobic for cardiovascular and insulin benefit. You do resistance training for muscle mass and your metabolic health. Then you do nervous system regulation, yoga, you do meditation. And all of this is very important as for you to know what kind of exercise you need to do specifically. And that is exactly what we are going to discuss in the second episode. I want every episode to be clear and practical, and there's going to be some takeaway guides for you. Today, we have this free starter course, PCOS starter guide for you to look at what a good concentration should be like, what are the blood markers we already discussed that you should be looking for. And in the next episode, we are going to talk about exercises with evidence on what is right for you. Be it Pilates, be it yoga, be it gymming, आपको क्या करना चाहिए to make sure you can lose weight and at the same time treat your PCOS symptoms the right way. So when I work with a PCOS patient, I don't look at just one body part. I look at the whole body. I look at the movement patterns. I look at the stressing loads that they have, your exercise history, your menstrual cycle history, everything. Everything that builds a plan and connects to it. And that is a physio's approach to PCOS.